By 2027, the UK is expected to face an even greater crisis, one that could force you to reconsider your future there. House prices could surge by another 30%, making home ownership almost impossible for millions. Taxes are set to rise, squeezing your income even further. The NHS is already overwhelmed, with waiting times growing longer and care becoming harder to access. On top of that, political unrest and the ongoing economic fallout from Brexit are creating a level of uncertainty that could make it harder than ever to secure a stable future. Climate change is already taking its toll, with flooding and heat waves becoming a daily reality. Is staying in the UK really worth the risk? Number 1. The high cost of living is rising. The cost of living in the UK has been steadily climbing, making everyday life more expensive for residents. Inflation has significantly impacted essential goods and services, causing a steep rise in prices for everything from food to transportation. For instance, the cost of groceries has increased by an average of 10 to 15% over the past few years, forcing many to tighten their budgets. A particularly concerning factor is the cost of housing, whether you're renting or trying to buy. The UK's housing market is rapidly becoming unaffordable. The average house price has surged beyond what many can reasonably pay, with certain areas seeing prices rise by more than 30% in just a few years. Renting is not much better, as high rental costs continue to rise, with demand far outstripping supply. This housing crisis leaves many feeling trapped, unable to secure an affordable home. The increase in utility prices is another pressing issue. Electricity and gas bills have soared, adding an additional financial burden on already stretched households. For example, energy bills have nearly doubled in recent years, with no clear end in sight to these rising costs. It's becoming increasingly difficult for families to manage these escalating bills, especially when combined with other necessary expenses. Transport costs are also contributing to the rising cost of living. Prices for public transport are steadily climbing, making commuting more expensive for workers. Many find themselves spending a significant portion of their income just to get to and from their jobs. Ultimately, these rising costs place immense pressure on people's finances. The financial strain is pushing families to rethink their living situations and consider moving to countries where the cost of living is more manageable. Number 2. The housing crisis will get worse. The housing crisis in the UK is one of the most pressing issues facing residents, and is expected to worsen in the coming years. House prices have already reached sky-high levels, with the average property now costing more than £270,000. For many, especially first-time buyers, getting on the property ladder has become nearly impossible. The rise in property prices is driven by a combination of demand outpacing supply and limited land available for new development. The rental market is also feeling the strain. With fewer people able to afford to buy homes, demand for rental properties has surged, pushing rents to new heights. In many urban areas, rent increases are outpacing inflation, making it harder for renters to find affordable options. This trend is forcing many to spend a significant portion of their monthly income on rent, leaving little room for other expenses. The government's attempts to address the issue, such as new housing policies, have failed to provide immediate relief. The lack of affordable housing is expected to worsen, with experts predicting that house prices could rise by up to 30% over the next decade. This will place home ownership even further out of reach for the average citizen. Furthermore, many renters face the uncertainty of rising rents without stable incomes or long-term housing security. With the housing market continuing to spiral, more people will likely find themselves priced out of areas they once considered home. The housing situation in the UK is becoming an unsustainable problem, leading many to reconsider their future here. As the crisis deepens, relocating to countries with more affordable housing may be the only viable option for those seeking financial stability and long-term security. Number 3. Higher taxes are coming. The UK government has been under increasing pressure to manage a growing budget deficit, and this has led to the introduction of new tax policies. In the coming years, Higher taxes are expected to affect both individuals and businesses. One of the most significant changes is the rise in income tax rates, which will impact middle-class earners the most. As the cost of living rises, these tax hikes will only further strain household finances. For many, the thought of paying more taxes while facing increased living expenses seems overwhelming. The government is also planning to increase corporation taxes, which could negatively affect businesses, leading to potential job losses and slower economic growth. The burden of higher taxes is often felt hardest by those who are already struggling to make ends meet. Lower income families will feel the impact the most, as the increase in taxes will reduce disposable income, making it harder to afford essential goods and services. Property taxes are also expected to rise, adding another financial burden for homeowners. As property values continue to climb, council tax and stamp duty will likely increase, further alienating those trying to stay afloat in the current housing market. Landlords are not exempt either, with additional taxes on rental income and properties leading to higher rent for tenants. The UK's high tax rates, when combined with the already rising cost of living, could force many to reconsider their future in the country. For those seeking to preserve their financial freedom, relocating to countries with lower tax rates and a more favourable economic climate may offer a more promising future. As the tax burden increases, the appeal of moving abroad becomes stronger. Number 4. Economic instability post-Brexit. Since the UK's departure from the European Union, the country has been grappling with significant economic instability. The Brexit aftermath has created uncertainty in the business landscape, impacting trade, jobs, and investments. Many UK-based companies are struggling with the complexity of new trade agreements, leading to increased costs, delays, and supply chain disruptions. This uncertainty has contributed to a decline in investment from both foreign and domestic sources, weakening the country's overall economic position. The job market has also felt the effects of Brexit. As businesses face economic challenges and rising costs, job opportunities have become scarcer. Several industries, especially those reliant on EU workers, are facing skill shortages. The labour market is becoming more competitive, with fewer well-paying positions available for UK citizens. Additionally, the uncertainty surrounding future trade deals and tariffs makes companies hesitant to expand or hire new employees. The value of the pound has been volatile since Brexit, impacting the cost of imports and exports. A weaker pound means that goods imported from other countries are becoming more expensive, contributing to rising inflation. The cost of living is further pushed up as prices of imported goods rise, squeezing household budgets. As the economic outlook remains uncertain, the UK risks being locked in a cycle of stagnation and inflation. This economic instability is predicted to persist in the coming years. Many experts forecast that the UK will continue to face economic challenges related to Brexit, including slow economic growth and rising unemployment. As a result, relocating to more stable economies could provide financial security and better prospects for individuals and families seeking to escape the long-term effects of Brexit's economic fallout. Number 5. Health system strain. The NHS has long been considered one of the UK's most treasured institutions, but it is now facing severe pressure due to increasing demand and limited resources. Over the years, waiting lists for non-emergency medical treatments have grown longer, with some patients waiting months or even years for essential procedures. This delayed care has a direct impact on patient health and well-being, as untreated conditions can worsen over time. One of the most significant challenges facing the NHS is the shortage of medical professionals. The UK is experiencing a severe shortage of doctors, nurses, and other healthcare workers, making it increasingly difficult to provide timely care. This shortage is a result of factors such as low wages, long working hours, and high stress levels that are driving many medical professionals to leave the profession or move abroad. The workforce crisis is only expected to get worse, leaving the NHS unable to meet the growing healthcare demands of an ageing population. Furthermore, the quality of care is being compromised as hospitals and clinics are overwhelmed by the sheer volume of patients. The lack of resources and understaffing has led to longer waiting times, poor patient experiences, and a decline in overall care standards. Many people are increasingly turning to private healthcare services to avoid the strain on the NHS, but this option is not accessible to everyone due to its high cost. With the NHS under mounting pressure, those who require regular or specialised medical treatment may find that the quality of healthcare in the UK is no longer as reliable as it once was. As healthcare conditions continue to worsen, relocating to countries with more efficient and accessible healthcare systems could offer a better quality of life and better care for you and your family. Number 6. Unpredictable weather and environmental issues. The UK is increasingly facing the effects of climate change, with more frequent and severe weather events that are disrupting daily life. From flooding in the south to severe heat waves in the summer, the impact of unpredictable weather is becoming more apparent. Extreme weather patterns, once rare, are now occurring with alarming regularity, making living in the UK more challenging and unpredictable. Flooding has become a serious concern, particularly in coastal and low-lying areas. Rising sea levels, combined with heavier rainfall, have led to increased flood risks for many communities. This not only causes property damage, but also disrupts transportation, business operations, and local economies. In recent years, many areas have been forced to invest in costly flood defences, but the long-term effectiveness of these measures remains uncertain as the climate continues to change. Heat waves are another environmental threat becoming more frequent in the UK. Record-breaking temperatures in the summer months put a strain on public services as demand for energy and cooling systems soars. The increased risk of wildfires during dry spells further exacerbates the situation, causing damage to wildlife and property. As temperatures rise, vulnerable groups such as the elderly and those with pre-existing health conditions face increased health risks. The UK's overall environmental vulnerability is heightened due to its dense urban areas and ageing infrastructure, which struggle to cope with these extreme events. Air pollution levels, particularly in larger cities, also remain a concern, contributing to respiratory problems and other health issues. With climate change intensifying, those living in the UK face a higher likelihood of being impacted by environmental challenges. As the weather becomes more extreme, relocating to areas with more stable climates may offer better living conditions and reduced risk. Number 7. Declining education standards. The education system in the UK has been under significant strain in recent years, leading to a noticeable decline in standards across schools and universities. One of the primary issues is underfunding. Many schools are experiencing budget cuts, which result in larger class sizes, fewer resources, and the loss of specialised subjects. Teachers are forced to stretch their resources, leaving them unable to provide the level of individual attention that students need to thrive. The shortage of qualified teachers has also become a pressing concern. Many teachers are leaving the profession due to stress, low salaries, and the overwhelming demands of the job. This shortage has led to staffing gaps in many subjects, especially in STEM fields: science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. As a result, students often find themselves without a qualified teacher for extended periods, disrupting their education and limiting their future opportunities. Additionally, student mental health is increasingly becoming a significant issue. The pressure to achieve high academic results has created a generation of students struggling with stress, anxiety, and burnout. Many schools lack adequate mental health support services, leaving students to face these challenges without the proper resources to manage their well-being. This emotional strain affects not only academic performance, but also personal development. The grading system has also been called into question, with many arguing that it no longer reflects true academic achievement. As schools and universities place more emphasis on exam results, creativity, critical thinking, and practical skills are often overlooked. With a declining education system that fails to adequately prepare students for the future, Many families are turning to alternative education systems or relocating to countries that offer a more comprehensive and supportive learning environment. Number 8. Political uncertainty and unrest. The UK is currently experiencing a period of significant political instability, marked by frequent changes in leadership and governmental uncertainty. In recent years, the political landscape has been characterised by divisive policies, public disagreements, and an inability to reach consensus on key issues such as Brexit, immigration, and economic reforms. This lack of political cohesion has left many citizens feeling disconnected from the decision-making process and uncertain about the country's future direction. The political unrest has also led to a rise in public protests and strikes. Workers across various sectors are increasingly taking to the streets to demand better pay, working conditions, and government intervention on issues like healthcare, housing, and climate change. While protests are a normal part of a democratic society, the frequency and intensity of these events indicate a growing sense of frustration and dissatisfaction with the current political establishment. Social divisions are also deepening, with many people feeling increasingly polarised over national issues. The political divide between different regions, social classes, and political ideologies has become more pronounced, making it harder for the government to implement effective policies that address the needs of the entire population. This division only adds to the overall sense of instability and confusion, as citizens struggle to understand the true direction of the country. The resulting uncertainty is not only affecting the general public, but also businesses, investors, and potential job seekers. The lack of a clear, stable political environment is making it harder for individuals and organisations to plan for the future. As the political situation remains unpredictable, many are choosing to relocate to countries with more stable governments, where the social climate is calmer and future prospects are less uncertain. Number 9. Lack of job opportunities and career growth. The UK job market has become increasingly competitive, with many individuals facing difficulties in finding secure, well-paying positions. The rise of automation and technological advancements has led to job displacement in several sectors, particularly in manufacturing, retail, and transportation. Many of these industries, once the backbone of the UK economy, are seeing fewer job opportunities available, leaving workers uncertain about their futures. As automation continues to replace traditional roles, it becomes even harder for individuals without specialised skills to find stable employment. Brexit has also played a significant role in the shrinking job market. The loss of EU workers has resulted in labour shortages in key sectors like healthcare, hospitality, and construction, making it harder for businesses to fill positions. As a result, the job pool has become smaller, and competition for available roles has intensified. This has led to an overcrowded job market, where many qualified individuals are left struggling to secure long-term employment. For those who do manage to land a job, career progression has become increasingly limited. Many companies are tightening their budgets, resulting in fewer opportunities for promotion or professional development. Employees often find themselves stagnating in the same position for years, without clear paths for advancement or salary increases. This lack of upward mobility is causing frustration among workers, particularly among younger generations eager to build a fulfilling career. Additionally, the rise of freelance work and gig economy jobs is creating a sense of job insecurity for many. While these roles offer flexibility, they lack the stability, benefits, and job security of traditional employment. As a result, many professionals are considering relocating to countries with more robust job markets and better prospects for long-term career growth and financial stability. Number 10. Better quality of life abroad. As the UK faces growing challenges in areas like cost of living, housing affordability, and political instability, many people are seeking a better quality of life abroad. Countries around the world offer more favourable living conditions, often with lower taxes, more affordable healthcare, and better overall economic stability. Moving to these destinations can provide individuals and families with a higher standard of living, along with the opportunity to enjoy financial freedom and a more balanced lifestyle. In many countries, property prices and rents are significantly more affordable compared to the UK, making it easier to secure comfortable housing without being financially burdened. For example, in places like Portugal, Spain, and Canada, both rent and property prices are far lower, allowing people to live in larger homes and better neighbourhoods for a fraction of the cost. This creates a much more stress-free environment where individuals can focus on their work, family, and personal well-being instead of constantly worrying about finances. Another key factor in improving quality of life abroad is the availability of excellent healthcare at a fraction of the cost found in the UK. Many countries, including Germany, France, and Australia, offer high-quality medical care with shorter waiting times and more affordable insurance plans. This reduces the strain of rising medical bills in the UK and ensures that individuals can access the care they need without waiting months for treatment. Additionally, work-life balance is often significantly better in countries with more relaxed cultures, such as Scandinavia. Many nations prioritize vacation time, family leave, and flexible work arrangements, allowing for a more fulfilling lifestyle. For those seeking stability, security, and a better future, relocating to countries with these advantages can offer an incredible opportunity for a fresh start. The future of the UK is uncertain, with challenges like rising living costs, economic instability, and political unrest all looming large. With house prices set to rise further, many people will find it harder to achieve home ownership, while higher taxes are already putting a strain on families' finances. The NHS is overwhelmed, and longer waiting times are only worsening the situation. Add to that the economic fallout from Brexit, and it's clear that staying in the UK may not be as secure as it once seemed. For those seeking a brighter future, the time to consider leaving the UK might be now. Relocating to a country with a more stable economy, affordable living, and better healthcare options could provide the financial security and peace of mind that many people are seeking. The world is full of opportunities, and countries with better living conditions could offer a better quality of life for both you and your family. Whether it's more affordable housing, a better work-life balance, or access to high-quality healthcare, making a move could be a game changer. What are your thoughts on the UK's future? Are you considering relocating? We want to hear from you. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters to us, and we're always excited to start a conversation with our viewers. If this video helped you understand the reasons why leaving the UK might be the best decision, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. It's just a single click, and by subscribing, you'll stay updated on our future videos that dive into important topics like this one. Stay informed and be part of our growing community.